Hey everyone, this week's topic is your relationships, specifically how they are affected by your bipolar disorder. So I'm very excited to talk about this. Hey everyone, it's Wednesday, so it's Emily Day. It's August 31st, 2011. Very excited for September to start. I don't know why, I just am. This week's topic is brought to us by Jessica, who did Faces of Mental Illness. And the topic is bipolar disorder and relationships, like friends, family, or intimate relationships. So my experience with this, for friends, a lot of people haven't really seen me. They've kind of seen like, oh, you're down, or oh, you're really hyper. But obviously, I'm not really during a full-blown depressive episode. I don't really interact with them, which kind of leads to some, distance between us. Like, sometimes, my friends don't always call me to do things because they're like, oh, well, it's Emily. Like, she's probably depressed. Which is hard for me because after a while, that's what happened. People just stopped calling me, and I have to try really hard to initiate any kind of activity that they're going to do with me. So it's definitely taken a toll in that sense. Like my relationship with my old coworkers, they probably saw me more than my friends did, obviously. I would work every day. My friends, or my coworkers, knew a lot more than most people did. They were actually pretty good about, hey, are you okay? Do you need some help? They were really good, and my boss was extremely accepting. Both times when I was at the hospital, I was like, do you need a doctor's note? I can get you one. He's like, for what? You didn't miss anything. There was nothing wrong, And, but they did look at me differently, and I know they did. They were just kind of like, oh, Emily's depressed, so she's not going to hang out after work. Or, oh, Emily is extremely hyper. I don't know if my friends have seen me manic. I don't think they have. My coworkers have definitely seen me manic. Especially since it was over the summer. And not even necessarily this summer, but the summer of 2010 was really, really hard. I wasn't on, I think I might have started Abilify late September, which, it didn't help me anyway, but I don't think I was on mood stabilizers at that time, or any antipsychotic, and I was on a lot of Ritalin and a lot of Concerta, and that didn't help. So they definitely saw me manic then, and they did this summer as well. I know it didn't get full-blown because I was medicated better, and I was able to keep it in check this time. So that's better, but it does affect relationships because they can't take you seriously sometimes. Like, you'll say something, and they'll be like, it's hard to explain, but it's different. Like, they look at you differently. And, everyone that I worked with was really fucked up anyway, but, they all had their own thing. Like, oh, you're going to court because of drugs. Oh, you're just had a baby again. And my thing was, oh, she's crazy. That was my baggage. As far as family, they haven't seen, they've seen me depressed, and my mom does, especially when I just got out of the hospital. My mom made really good efforts to say, hey, get out of your bed, and she was really sensitive to how she said it, and how hard it was for me to do that. She said, just go downstairs to the couch, even if you just sit there with Elliot all day. Elliot is my laptop, by the way. She said, just to get out of your bed. And, I did that. For a little while, they would walk on eggshells, kind of like when I was very depressed. They'll say, what's wrong? But not as much when I'm manic. They didn't really see me manic a lot, because in the summers they don't really see me. I go to work before they come home, and then I get back from work after they're in bed, and they leave for work while I'm asleep. I wake up, I go to work before they're home, so I don't really see them. They do a good job of, I don't know. They try to respond as best as they know how. They don't treat me differently, though. They do, but they don't, they don't limit me. They don't say anything like, I'm just one of their children. Like, among their 5 kids, I'm just one of them. And there's nothing really different about me. They don't, point that out as an obvious thing. Family members, actually, my cousin has been going through a lot of issues recently. And I was able to, to them, I'm a really good source of information, I think. I think that I'm a source of kind of comfort. I send them an email, and I was able to say, hey, this is what I know, this is what I've been through, and I really do think it helped them. And I know it helped my cousin, his sister. She emailed me back and said that it was, really helpful to her. As far as intimate relationships go, I haven't really, the last intimate relationship I had, I was not diagnosed as bipolar. So I'm not really sure on that one. It's probably coming up, and, the first thing that I did when a guy came into my room was I hid my meds, and I would, they'd look at all my For Dummies books or all my books, and I'd be like, I'm a psych major. I just say that. And I think that's more just a defensive thing. I don't plan on obviously you don't hide it from someone, but I'm not going to tell them right away, I don't think. I hint at it, I'm like, and during my academic writing class and my mental health myth versus fact, I'm very open, because a lot of the stuff I write about is about my personal mental health, and a lot of the things that I debate about, I use personal examples to back that up. So, relationships with other students have been surprisingly good. Nobody's, they're like, hey, you seem stable. You don't seem like you're having trouble at all. Which, yes and no. But, I think that it's really important to tell people no matter what their reaction, because if you keep it a secret, it's not good for anybody, you know? I know that when I did have a relationship sophomore year, I was in a relationship for a little over a year, carrying into junior year. I did have depression then, and I know that affected our relationship because, you know, I didn't want to hang out every day. You know, I didn't want to be close to somebody all the time. And I really kind of shut him out, and that's a big regret. But, you know, part of that was me being young. Part of that was me not wanting to share, because at that time, you know, I was like, my parents don't know I'm depressed, even though, you know, they did. But they were like, my parents don't know I'm depressed. My parents don't know what I'm going through, and I don't want them to know. But now it's very, you know, it's not a secret. And I think that all comes back to what I said, like, don't keep things a secret, because it's not good, you know? There are some people that you can just drop hints at if you don't want them to know your whole story, but ultimately for me, the best thing to do is just tell. And it hasn't affected any of my important relationships negatively. So, you know, for the most part. So that's my story. Thank you to Jessica, and I look forward to doing next week's topic. Hope everyone's doing well, and make sure to watch all the videos.